Hey everybody, it's NAMM 2025. I'd love to say I was in a nice sort of peaceful corner of the show so that we could get some beautiful acoustic guitars.
That's Blackstar.
Yeah, I know, but it's not peaceful here. It's chaotic, but we do have a little room that we can go into in a minute. But Chris here from Alvarez, my dear friend, is going to tell us what's new and exciting for 2025.
So last year we launched Laureate, and you've had those in the UK. Thank you very much.
Yep.
And there was only 6 models. They were all rosewood. There was natural and a daybreak, which is our kind of very light sunburst. They did fantastic, and we got lots of feedback. Are you coming out with mahogany? Are you coming out with more colors, more shapes, etc.? And we've done exactly that. So we've expanded Laureate series, which is our take on more of a hand-built approach to a production guitar.
It blew my mind last year with Laureate. We've always done well with Alvarez as a sort of a great mid-price kind of acoustic guitar. It performs super, super well against some of maybe the better known brands. But the Laureate stuff just took this whole another level where I think typically it's big when people know, if you want to buy a nice American acoustic, you need to spend $3,000 or £3,000, whatever. And the Laureate stuff was sitting in that sort of 12 to sort of 14 mark. And again, there's an infamous video where Pete's doing a blindfold shootout and he's like, yep, the Laureate, that's the one, that's the £3,000 one. It's like, it's not the £3,000 one. So I'm super excited that the range has been expanded.
Yeah.
And I've got some questions for you about it as well.
Okay, great.
So let's take let's take one of the new ones then, and we'll see where we start.
So we've added mahogany. So there was only rosewood backs and sides. There's an all mahogany. We've added a more traditional, stronger sunburst, which we call sunset. So we came out with daybreak.
Right. So daybreak's almost like an antique, vintagey sort of aging look, isn't it?
Very light burst with a tiny bit of shading.
Yeah.
And then we came out with sunset, which is a more traditional. Took us a long time. I did about 12 versions to get it right. So it's a nice blend.
Yeah, I agree.
So that was the changes. And then the big thing was we came out with a triple O 12 fret.
Right.
Which is my favorite guitar shape of all time. And the reason being is because it's a medium-sized guitar. It's actually, the body length is the same length as a Dreadnought. It's deep, but not quite as deep as a Dreadnought. But the width of it is quite narrow compared to a Dread. But there's lots of air volume in this, so they sound great and powerful, but they feel smaller. And just the shape of it, to me, like warrants a lot of separation, nice balance. And Martin sort of discontinued this in, I think it was like early 30s.
Right.
When the triple O and the OM came out, so the triple O became a 14 fret, and this disappeared. This came out in 1902, the original shape, but it was too big. It was deemed as a too big guitar for the market. Our shape is a little bit different to the traditional shapes. 12 fret to the body, full scale length, so it's a 25.5-inch scale length, same as a Dread.
Right.
So you get all that tension, but it just feels a bit smaller.
It took me a few years of when Paul Reed Smith would do the 22 fret and the 24 fret versions of the Custom to really understand that the significance of that was one moved, the humbucker was a little, you know, the two humbuckers were either a little closer together or a little further apart, depending on which model you bought. Now, when you're talking about a 14th fret versus, say, a 12th fret neck join, obviously, you know, the obvious bit is where the body and the neck joints, but really the critical bit is how it moves the bridge in relation to the sound hole and the edge of the guitar. So what, is there an easy way to explain?
You should be a guitar designer, to be honest.
Or sell them for a living, one of the two. But what is the, what happens, in fact, so let me find the 12th. Oh, so
That's 12th fret there.
I almost need like two.
That's the 12th fret?
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
So, in fact, if you hold that then, Chris.
Yeah.
And I hold that one. So, 14 fret design, 12 fret design, and
So
you can see,
those...
let's do it to the camera, you can see the bridge is in a different position relative. Actually, not just that as well, the actual...
So if you put that way, so the scale length is the same, but the body's different, where the shoulders are hitting now.
Right.
So if you put the shoulders in the right position, where the body is the same size, the bridge is in a different place.
Yeah. So what does that do then to the tone of the guitar?
So,
or the volume?
So
or
I've
what?
recorded this, and what happens is, when you hit a string, right, the string vibrates, it goes to the saddle excites the bridge, which excites the top. Mm-hmm. And then you've got internal structure. That internal structure works with the top, and it has to keep the top going. Mm-hmm. So when people talk about like scalps bracing or taking weight out of the construction inside, you're trying to find the balance between strength and vibration.
Yeah.
When you move the bridge back, it isn't supported by the X brace any longer.
Right.
So the bridge is more floating.
Right.
Where on this guitar, you can see the X will be hitting somewhere under here. On this guitar, it's so far back, the X has come here, so that's not being supported by struts.
Right.
So what happens is, when you excite the top, you get this plume of note, like this big robust sound.
Hey, Jerry.
You get this big robust sound, so it's like a boom,
right.
Immediate plume, but it doesn't sustain as long because there's no construction, there's no struts underneath in the relationship to keep that vibration going. So you get more sustain on a 14th fret, but you get a bigger initial response from a 12th fret.
There you go. See, we're educating you as well as entertaining you. All right, so look, these are beautiful. The herringbone binding on it, I mean, it gives it such a great... Even that, as you were holding that one, and I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at the gloss and the shine and everything, and I'm going, I can't believe these are 1,200 quid guitars. It's just nuts.
Well,
so what else is new?
But just to go back, so the distinct thing about this is when you build a guitar by hand, you choose all the pieces of material, right? Mm-hmm. So that's one of the biggest differences between production guitars and handmade guitars is generally you don't choose the materials you grade materials, but you don't hand select them. So in Laureate, every brace, every bridge plate, lining, all that is all selected from what comes into our world. So it's kind of our approach of a handmade instrument in a production environment. Yeah.
Anyway, you have to. If you've got a Laureate dealer near you, go and check one out because they really are astounding. That looks new to me.
That is new. So it's an OM. It's black and it's got finger marks on. Mm-hmm. But it's a black top.
That's classy, man. Normally you'd just see it all black, wouldn't you? But that is so classy.
Leave the black off the sides.
It's so classy.
A little bit of herringbone.
I love it.
I mean, we didn't invent this look. It has been around over the decades, but it just really looks nice. And again, it's ebony bridge, ebony fingerboard, blue abalone we use in Laureate, which is a little bit more rare. It's a little bit more understated. Ooh. So it's very nice. So so we call this an LT, so Laureate Triple O, and we do 5 now. So
What's the pickup system in it?
it's a LR Bags Hi-Fi. So at that price, you get a $200 pickup as well, and a case.
And a hard case.
Well, a semi-rigid
Yeah,
case.
I know the ones you mean. Yeah. Just over here, was this more of what we saw?
So
no, there's more finishes here, aren't there?
So basically, this is another Triple O. It's all in mahogany.
That's a fabulous looking piece of wood. It's almost got like a koa kind of style grain to it.
You can get that in mahogany. All depends how you cut it, but it's so it's again this body shape is just really balanced. So
3 body shapes now, lots of different colours.
4 body shapes.
4.
So there's a Triple O 12 fret, an OM, a Dreadnought, and a Parlour.
Oh, so I missed the Parlour one down there. Oh, because that was part of the original launch, though, wasn't it?
Correct.
The Parlour?
It was a Daybreak Parlour.
Yeah.
So now we have an entry-level point in the Laureate, which is mahogany backs and sides, great quality tops. If you look at the silking on that top, so only the best tops. So we buy mainly from agents, and we found it better to buy from agents rather than importing. We had just better luck than importing Sitka ourselves. So what we do is we pay a little more. We're allowed to choose our tops. Then it comes into our own grading system, and we choose the best for this.
Oh man.
Yeah.
If Laureate is a little bit out of your budget, but you're still looking for a great value acoustic guitar, there's Artist Series,
Artist Elite,
Masterworks.
Masterworks is, I think for, value for money. I mean, we've got all solid guitars that start at $7.99 in the States.
All solid.
All solid. This is like a custom. I think we showed this last year, so it has an ebony bevel on the front and the back. So we just take the cut out of here. These are our anniversary models.
And 60th anniversary. Where does the time go?
Don't know. It's just gone.
Yeah,
Can you
I know.
remember that?
Well,
80 years ago when we started.
So 2 models to celebrate the 60th anniversary of Alvarez. Same guitar, just different colours, right?
Correct. So we dropped a bit of pearl in. So we have abalone purfling. We've also got inlays in diamond inlays, so diamond anniversary. And there's only 60 of each.
Wow, but part of Masterworks.
Part of
so
Masterworks.
all solid guitars.
Correct.
Well,
Correct.
I know we've ordered half a dozen of each of these or something like that. So
there's a few coming to the United Kingdom.
And again, that's inspired. Black top with the natural.
Yeah.
That is so cool looking. All right, well look.
Awesome.
Thanks again, man, for another
Thank
good
you
NAMM
very
show.
much, Your voice is holding up as well.
It's the Vocal Zone tablets that Pete bought me. It really is. All right, look, thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you in another video soon.
Thank you.